Hello guys and girls, and welcome to this third tutorial where we are continuing working with our workflow. In the last movie I show you how to create the SAS task, which will compile our SAS CSS and save it like as a normal CSS style file. And then I also show you how to create a task which will watch our changes and after every change, it will call the task SAS to make the compilation. And we also created this default task, which allows us to just run all the tasks at once without the need to going back to the terminal every time to create the compilation of the SAS file. Today, I will continue with this gulp file, but this time I will create a HTML task, which will update our browser every time when we make any change in the HTML file. So for that, I will just copy this one, paste it in, change the name to HTML, and I will change this watch method to source method. I will delete everything between the parentheses, and I will tell it where are my HTML file. They are in my production folder, so I can tell to Gulp that it can watch for a prod folder and any HTML file in that prod folder. Then I will okay. Then I will tell it that tell it that Garp can start watching that kind of that type of file. I mean the HTML file. For it's the syntax is almost the same. You just need to send the path to your HTML file and call the task we want to run. In this case, the HTML task. And with that, we have finished our HTML task. What is left to do is create our server. We have our Gulp Connect server, and this one we will gonna use. So I copy the name, and I create a new variable over here, and I will require the file, and then in each task I will tell it to Gulp that I want that the server make a reload every time when a task is finished. So I send the connect reload method, or I call the reload method. This will reload the server when this task is finished, and this means that once the CSS file is updated, the server will make a reload, and that the result of that is that our browser will refresh the page with the new changes. We do the same thing here in the HTML task. So after every change in our HTML file, the server will reload the page also. That is just for the reloading of the page. Now we need to create the task to run the server. So we start as usual with the task method, the name of our task, the function or callback function. And here are the configurations of the server. It's very easy, nothing to be scared of. It's just write connect server, parentheses, brackets, and we need to say where is our root folder. In our case, it's the prod folder, but because it's there where our, for instance, index file lives or our style CSS lives, this is the folder the browser will read, and that folder becomes our path. And also we tell to this task that we want to reload the server. So live reload, it has to be true. We finish that, and finally we add this task to our default task, and that's it. Now we have HTML task and a server, our local server, which will reload the page every time we make a change. That make it possible for us that just keep the code in front of us without the need to go over here and reload the page. Now we can test these new changes. So we run gulp as usual. We can see here that gulp tells us that we have a new server at localhost 8080. So we go there, HTTP localhost 8080, and here is our web page. If you look at the index.html file, you have hello world here. Now we're going to test the refreshing task. I will change it up to test. If I save, I would expect that this is updated without me reloading the browser. So I save, and you see, and now we have hello test. I can create a new element, h3 for instance. And we have the new element in the page. The same works for our CSS file. Now I can say, for instance, a blue background. I can say a white text color. And when I save it, everything changed here in the browser. If you see in the command line, it's telling you that everything start every task every time I save something, start a task and finish it, but the service is still running. It doesn't stop until you hit Ctrl+C. Now I want to see what happens if I make a typo, which kind of error I will get. If you remember the last time I create this kind of error, a typo error where I replace the dollar sign. Now let's see what error I got. You see, this invalid CSS after the declaration of the variable is almost the same that this one. Invalid CSS after the declaration of the variable is almost the same message. The good part is that I don't need to go to to the command line or the terminal to see the error, I can see it directly from my Windows browser, and it's telling me in which line, in line number two, which is this one. So it's very easy to spot errors in the browser. If I fix it, of course the error will disappear. And that is how you create an HTML task, and how you create a local server. Now, in the last video, I told you to play with the SAS task and try to do something with that. And I was wondering after the video, I was thinking if if you were curious how to spell it, curious enough to try to create two CSS file here. What should happen if you try to compile two SCSS file? Obviously, it won't work, because we are here reading just one, just style CSS, and here I'm telling to Gulp to watch just this file. So if you create a second SCSS file, nothing will happen with this file. It doesn't matter how many times you change it, the file will not compile. So one way to not to fix the problem, but to make this workflow more dynamic, is by using placeholder. So I can say check any file inside the SAS folder. So it doesn't matter if you have 1, 2, or 3. It will take a look to all of them, and once the compilation is done, all these SAS file will be compiled to just one style CSS file. If you had 3 SAS files, you can say primary SAS file, secondary SAS file, and third SAS file. All of this will be compiled and will be saved like a style CSS in just one file. But this arises another question. What if I have a folder in here? What will we gonna do? We will using partials, and partials normally saves in folder, just because it's more clear what they do. In this case, we are looking for all SAS file directly under SAS. So all the SAS file inside the modules folder will not be watched. So to solve this, we can use another placeholder, which is a double asterisk, and this means that you will watch any folder and any file inside this SAS folder, inside this folder. So now can we be sure that it doesn't matter how many SAS files you have here, or how many SAS files do you have inside this folder, or how many folders you have inside this folder. Our workflow will watch all the files you need to compile. To test it, I will run Ctrl+C. I will run the server again. Now it's running. I will reload this. Okay. And I'm gonna make a test. Let's see if it's working. I will create a secondary SAS file. Secondary what I'm gonna do here? I will create a variable, call it font size 24 pixel. Okay, and in our style SCSS, I will import this secondary CSS. Secondary. Here, I will use the font size. To call font size. There. Do you see the error? That is because import is not allowed in SAS. So I need to take a look how is the import statement. I don't. I want to see import SAS file. Partials. It is import. But it's complaining. Ah, okay. I don't need parentheses. Okay, now it's working. What I did here is a partial. This is a partial. This file will be a partial. It's a bunch of SAS code saved in its own file. We will see this in the next movie, but just to make the concept clear. This is a partial. And what I'm doing here, I'm calling this partial. This partial says that the font size will be 24 pixels. So once I call the partial, I have access to the 24 pixels by calling the variable name. And that is what I'm using here. This variable name came from the secondary partial. What I want to show you is that Gulp compiled these two files and saved it in just one CSS file, as you see here. This came from the partial and this came from the style CSS. Everything is just one file. I can say 36 pixels. Obviously the text will be bigger and this one will be 36 pixels. And that is how this works. Watch all the files inside the SAS file, SAS folder, and compile it, and make just one style CSS file from them. Well, that is done. Our workflow is finished. Now we can start working with SAS. And as I say, we will start working with variables and partials, which is the basis of any SAS project. So thank you for watching and keep training, keep playing with the code. We see you.